In the first part of the session, I am going to talk you through the studying at Warwick, sort of your experience at Warwick as a student in terms of academic life. And I'm going to talk you through the rankings for the university, what subjects you can do at Warwick, how learning is happening, how you're going to be assessed, career support in employability, and the application process. In my second part of the talk, I'm going to talk about nicer, more interesting things like living on campus, what Warwick is like as a place to study, and then we're going to hand over to our student ambassadors afterwards. Sounds good, guys? Fantastic. So let us know if you have any questions. But just to give you an idea, an overview of the University of Warwick rankings and where we are and how we're ranked in the world. We're actually a top 100 university in the world, which means your Warwick degree will be recognized not just here in the UK, but wherever you are. I know actually in Kazakhstan, we're #1 recruiter for the UK universities. One of the top universities for students to choose for if they are coming to the UK, and very, very popular with the Bolshak sponsored students. In some countries, perhaps a little bit less so, but it really depends where you're from. But in the UK, we are 8th in the UK according to The Guardian 2021. We're actually one of the top UK universities. We're in the same league as the top universities like Oxford, Cambridge. We are in the Russell Group, which are 24 elite universities, and a very research-heavy university, which means for you, you will be learning and studying alongside academics who are not just lecturers, but are actually experts in their fields. They're doing a lot of research and are on that cutting edge of their knowledge, and actually they're sharing and embedding that knowledge into your curriculum, and that's where that knowledge is created, not just passively learned. In terms of the faculties and subjects, we have 4 faculties: arts, science, social sciences, and medicine. Can you guys type in the subject area that you would like to, you are interested in today, for me and for us to kind of aware? Perhaps we can match that to your interest. We can talk a little bit more about it today. While you're typing away, I'm just going to talk you through kind of the importance of subject level rankings. You're not just looking at the wider university rankings, you are looking at sort of the subject area as well. So for example, Warwick is the 4th for economics in the Good University Guide. We're actually 4th in the UK for politics in the Times, in the Sunday Times, Good University Guide 2021. And actually we're 13th in the world for MSc in finance in the financial rankings 2018. We actually have lots of testimonials online, on YouTube, on our pages, and you might be able to find somebody who's actually studied from your country, who studied a particular subject. I will refer you to later that information to you, but in the meantime, you are all typing in subject areas. Thank you so much. Finance, fantastic. That's a fantastic choice, Sarah. Management of information systems from our Warwick Manufacturing Group, which is one of the top departments at the University of Warwick, which deals a lot with kind of industry partnerships, and that kind of partnerships brings you back to an idea of actually being able to create that knowledge with the professional the industry. Arts, English creative writing in particular, fantastic. We can talk you through and we can put you in touch with the relevant people from the department if you're interested. In business with marketing, well, Abby actually used to work for WBS, so if you are interested in learning a little bit more about business and Warwick Business School, she will talk you through. Supply and chain management, again, that will be our Warwick Manufacturing Group. Fantastic, which to be quite popular in Kazakhstan, by the way. So do not hesitate to ask us any questions. So how will you learn? Well, actually, it is depends on your previous experience. It does differ. Education in the UK is a lot more based around self-learning, where you will receive a lot of guidance, a lot of direction, a lot of support. You will have your personal tutor that you will be talking to quite regularly, but you will never be kind of given a lot of content to memorize. Like, for example, I'm aware that is happening sometimes in education in Russia, sometimes in Kazakhstan, sort of in this post-Soviet space where you have to memorize content and then kind of produce it at an exam. So it's a lot of knowledge will be created during your sessions. Of course, you will be a certain amount of lectures throughout the week, and some modules will be more intense in terms of the content that you'll be given. You will also be doing a lot of different seminars. You'll be doing tutorials, lots of opportunities to engage in casework with your peers. And of course, dissertation is a big part of your degree, which weighs half of your master's degree. Perhaps we'll ask our student ambassador a little bit later about what her day looks like and how she actually manages her time. But in terms of the contact time, we are roughly saying between 9 to 20 hours of lecture and contact time with academics per week. But again, it really does depend on the department. For example, Warwick Business School and Warwick Manufacturing Group, they do it in a different way. You would have a whole week of 9 to 5 engagement in the classroom, and then you'll be given time to write up an assignment for a module. And also your private study. Don't forget, a lot of that time will be dedicated to work in the library on your essay revision with your peers, perhaps on the university premises in the library or somewhere off campus. So it's really up to you, but it's about that private study that you're going to be doing as well. So you will be quite busy and you will be juggling a lot of activities concurrently. Examinations and assessments happens in different ways. For example, business school, they do lots of casework, presentations, essays, and perhaps exams. Warwick Manufacturing Group, you will be writing essays, and writing skills are very important at this stage, where you'll need to learn different reference and prep system. You'd need to understand what are kind of the assessment criteria for whatever assignment you're working on, and you will be given specialist modules to understand how the system works, where we will support you with that. Master's degrees in the UK, and those who are coming particularly from, I would say even Europe, particularly from, well, even Russia, Kazakhstan. I'm actually not quite sure about sort of Asia or, obviously Malaysia. But I definitely know that in the US, in Russia, Kazakhstan, masters are 2 years. In the UK, it's only 1 year, generally 1 year, 12 months taught degrees, and the majority of you would be interested in those, which consist of your core modules, which is kind of the compulsory element of your degree, something that you can't really choose. It's there for you to do. But also what Warwick is fantastic for is that breadth of choice and flexibility of choice of your electives. And you might have quite a few of those throughout your semester 1 and semester 2, or term 1, 2, and 3. And then in term 3, you're going to be doing your dissertation or your final project, which weighs half of your degree. So if you, let's say, decide not to proceed with your dissertation or your final project, you graduate with a diploma. But your dissertation is quite crucial in obtaining that kind of master's degree level. And I would recommend, even before you enroll into Warwick or another university, start thinking about your project. What is that you're passionate about? Well, if you're thinking about psychology, what is that you want to delve deeper into? And what is that you want to do a bit of research into? Can you do a little bit more in terms of the data collection and analysis, and how you're going to do that? So think about those kind of additional aspects. Do you want to bring the kind of international perspective to it, or do you want to research based on kind of the UK system? Again, you will be offered different opportunities, but it is a good practice and it is a good idea to already kind of have an idea of what you want. The degrees could be taught or research. I imagine the majority of you are thinking about taught degrees, which will give you the exact structure that I've mentioned of your modules and your dissertation. If this is a purely research master's degree, you will not have any taught modules at all. You will be purely working on your research project. Are you keen on a double master's? What is a double master's is actually when you are doing two different degrees from two different universities, and within 2 years you will get two different master's degrees from ourselves, Warwick University, and our partner university. For example, if you are thinking of politics and international studies, that will be a good choice because they have fantastic double master's programs with some of the European universities, Monash University. Thanks, Abby. Abby has just given us a link for postgraduate taught courses. So if you guys are interested, have a look. Difference, do you guys know the difference between Master of Arts and Master of Sciences? Just curious. So just to give you an understanding that subjects that are sort of more maths heavy you will graduate with a Master of Science, like if it's mathematics, or if it's let's say economics, and then if it's a Master of Arts, then it will be more linguistics, or it will be sort of perhaps pedagogy, or sort of more humanities. We have a question about whether every course has the possibility of doing a double master. Well, not really. I think generally is offered by the department, and politics usually is one of those departments who are fantastic for that double master choice. But generally it's a 1-year degree in the UK unless it offers you that opportunity to do a double master. But it's just something to bear in mind, that that option is there. But it means you will need to study for 2 years compared to 1. And that's a big bonus, that within a year you get your master's degree compared to, let's say, other countries. Just give you an insight into Warwick careers, and actually why are we going to study and why are we looking to actually do a degree and even venture and go outside of our comfort zone and venture further afield to a foreign country. Well, actually it is a fantastic opportunity to develop so many skills, but actually it's just maybe to look into other opportunities within different employment kind of areas. And what Warwick is quite renowned for is our fantastic reputation with top 100 graduate employers here in the UK, but also overseas. So these companies will target our students whilst you are on campus. You will have all sorts of different events happening. And also our career support is an absolute must for everybody to engage with. One of the packages that you get with your education is not your course, is not your one-to-ones with your academics, but also is the career support that you're getting. All of that information of developing your additional skills, on understanding what career pathway you want to take, especially if you're a master's student. Do you want to go deeper into your subject area? Perhaps you want to change and kind of do a conversion course into a different subject. And also, did you know that for some of the courses, you can actually send us your CV? I'm aware that business school, you can send a CV and ask, well, actually, how about my profile? Do you think I'm a good candidate for this master's degree? So please do that. But business school have their own career support center, which is called Career Plus, and that's specific for business school students. But absolutely do engage with them from day one. They're there to actually propel you to that dream job of yours that you want to achieve after you've actually graduated. They give you fantastic support on writing your CV applications and preparing for the interviews. They have vacancies database, not just for the UK, but for overseas. They do different employer presentations, different internships and volunteering opportunities. And I know some of you might be interested in those, actually, being a master's student. And it's quite an interesting question whether you can do an internship whilst you are a master's student here in the UK. Well, technically, yes. Technically, you can do some jobs on the side. You can do volunteering. You can look for different options. You will be studying full time. What's it called in the UK? Full time. It means that you will have some time to work, but it will be quite limited. As an international student with a Tier 4 visa or with a kind of visa clearance, you will have access to working for up to 20 hours per week, which is a good amount, and I did that. I worked. But again, remember that the primary purpose of your year here in the UK, at least one first year, is to study. However, some courses actually include interesting internships that are already part of the degree. I know Cultural Policy and Media Studies have some internships where one of my alumni, she actually went to London to work for Royal Albert Hall. So just research your specific course, what is offered. For Warwick Manufacturing Group, it's a department that works a lot with the industry. They invite professionals from the industry, and they have actually Jaguar Land Rover and Tata Motors present on campus, and that's a fantastic link with the industry. And the the format of the education where you're actually doing interesting sort of case studies in the classroom with the professionals from the industry. But also there will be lots of events and career fairs happening throughout the year. For now, everything is moved online, and we are still offering students that fantastic support within the Career Support Center, but just remotely, but it's still there. Let me now move on to the application process, how to apply for postgraduate studies. Well, most of you are probably within that first stage here, within the first step. You're still choosing your course. You're still kind of, walking around, asking questions. Make sure you check the entry requirements for your specific course. Generally, for the UK, it's 2-1. That's a UK education system. So for Russia, it's, for example, 4.3 out of 5. I don't know if that rings a bell. For Kazakhstan, it's sort of 4.3 as well and above, according to the 5-point grade education system. For Greece, I think it's around 7, but you would need to check. If you can drop in the link with the international requirements, that will be really helpful, and you guys can check specifically for your country in terms of the entry requirements. That will be the first step. The second step is you complete your online application and supporting documents to upload into the, thanks Abby, into the online portal, and that will include your transcript from your university level study. How many of you guys have already completed your education? If you've got your degree already, can you type in the box yes, just to understand where you are with your journey? If you are still studying, that's also fine. You can still apply. It just means you can perhaps upload either provisional transcripts or just let us know that you will understand that you're still studying, and your transcripts can be uploaded a little bit later. And what that means, your offer might be most likely conditional. I think the majority of you I've spoken to actually have already completed personal statement. It's a written description of your abilities and inclination to study. We'll talk a little bit more about it later. English language proficiency, that's most likely you're going to need that, unless I know some universities are exempt. For example, the Kazakhstan Nazarbayev University is exempt, but the majority of the universities, if you've studied in them, you'd need to do either an IELTS or a TOEFL test. But again, have a look online. It's specific to your course, but kind of a very rough indication is 6.5 and above overall for IELTS. But do check for your specific course. And also, if you've you'd need to references any relevant extracurricular activities or achievements. If you've done any Olympiads, for example, you can talk about them in the personal statement, or you can upload them separately. There is an application fee, and there is an application assessment fee, and you might wonder why is that so. And one of the main reasons is to stop applicants from making applications for more than 3 courses, because we really want you to understand what you want. We really want you to look into the courses in more detail. And in the UK, generally, a lot of universities would give you a really fantastic description and overview and the content of the course. So have a look into that. If you're still unhappy, talk to us. What else do you want to know? But we want you to have consciously chosen the course. In Warwick for now, the application fee is £60 payable. If you are a scholarship student like Bolshak, for example, you will be able to claim exemption from that. You can notify your referees that you've uploaded and you've submitted your application. We will then contact them, and here, attention, you don't really give us the references on the padded paper or anything like that. You actually ask your referees to compile that reference, and then we will actually contact them ourselves. So you don't really need the references at this stage, but you can work in the background with your referees on actually what do you want me to write in the reference for you, what course are you applying for. We don't see that work, you've done that work, but actually what we can see is a fantastic reference, and that gives you that additional kind of benefit and perhaps opportunity even for a scholarship, particularly for the departments that are kind of assessing applicants at the application stage for any potential for the scholarships. Can you give us time? We say roughly, question about CV. You don't really need your curriculum vitae at the moment, or resume at this stage. You can send us for a pre-screening. For example, if you're a Warwick Business School student and you want to send us your CV and your chosen course and your degree transcripts, we can do that. But at this stage, you don't need your CV. Absolutely no. But do concentrate on your personal statement, and we'll talk a little bit about that. You give us some time, you give our admissions team some time, at least sort of 6 to 8 weeks, we say. It depends on the time of the year. I would recommend, absolutely, if you are applying, do that as early as possible for a stress-free experience. We'll then email you an offer, whether it's a conditional offer. For example, you still need to get your diploma, you still need to get your grades or your IELTS or anything like that, or whether it's an unconditional offer. You already met all of the offer conditions, and there's nothing else to worry about, just to prepare for your experience. Or it can be a refusal. You can always ask for feedback if this is a refusal, and I absolutely encourage you to do that. It gives you understanding of where you stand and how you can improve your application. And I've had a student from Turkey who's been applying, and he wasn't successful, but he kept asking for feedback, and that helped him actually to get through in the end. So it depends on how much you want it. If you're made an offer, it's really important at this stage to just take some following actions. If you actually want to study with us, accept your offer. It is not legally binding at this stage. It's not a contract or anything, but you most likely tell us of your most likely indication of your intention that you are accepting. And that kind of reserves the place. For some courses, you'd need to pay a deposit. For some, not really, but you'd need to let us know. Then you'd need to meet the conditions of your offer. Whether it's to take IELTS, or it could be finishing your degree, and then again paying the deposit within the state time. Fantastic. So moving on, just some information on application to some of our courses. Most of them are done through the PG portal, and then application fee is £60, and just remember you've got your deadlines as well for the application, which usually is 31st of July, but please do apply a little bit earlier. Just some information on the personal statement. I think one of the most important things here is to actually have that understanding why you want to do the course. Some programs will request specific request answers to specific questions rather than a general personal statement. Do check the program entry requirements for advice on personal statement. For example, WMG have their own dedicated pages on writing a personal statement. And we don't actually interview you, so one of the best ways to show yourself off, to say how you're different from other applicants, and actually it's a written conversation between you and the admission tutors. We really are looking for that demonstration of passion and enthusiasm for the subject you're applying for, and actually an evidence of your relevant skills and abilities and experience, and how you will do well on the course. We are trying to understand that you're actually going to be a fantastic asset. We have a question about how many years in advance is it better to start application process, being as the third year of bachelor's out of 4 years. Is it possible to apply to start masters in 2022? So our application portal for 2021 is now open, and we are here in October. What you can do is you can start applying from sort of October for next year's intake, and the application window is up until July. You can start applying now and then. It gives you a high chance of scholarships, for example, but probably for now, if you're thinking of entering in 2022 with completion of your degree in 2 years time, then wait until summer next year, prepare your application, do your research, and then submit as early as October. Fantastic. Just remember, so moving on to personal statement, and sort of and good questions, Ema, actually, about whether a personal statement for a degree differs for an undergraduate degree based on kind of whether it's a postgraduate degree. So if you're a postgraduate student, absolutely, you're expected to give a more in-depth information about your academic interests. And I think it is becoming more of an academic piece of writing You talk about why you want to undertake postgraduate study, a specific point of your career. What are the main reasons? Why is it important for you? What are the areas of specific interest within the course? So if you're studying linguistics, do you want to do more on discourse analysis, or do you want to do more on child development? What kind of area of psychology you want to specialize into? So all of those really important things, and perhaps your vision for the future. What do you want to do with this degree? But also your personal attributes. How are you going to contribute to the cohort? What are the skills? What are the soft skills that you have to do well in the course? And how the course that you are going to be doing will help you to achieve your future career goals. These things are really important for the personal statement. They become a lot more important when you're applying for the scholarships. Fantastic. So we now hopefully kind of rambled through the academic side of things. Now let me introduce you to the exciting bit of at Warwick. Hopefully you'll understand a little bit more about what social life is like on campus, what's it like to be studying here and living here as a student. We're going to talk about location, we're going to talk about facilities, sports, students' union, support services to be able to thrive on campus, and of course costs and scholarships that are currently available for international students. But Warwick is actually in the heart of England. It's a fantastic location to travel all around the UK. We're very close to Birmingham International Airport, which is about 20 minutes. One of the biggest cities in Birmingham is just about an hour away from London, and apparently one of the biggest shopping centres, Warwick, is located here. Only second best shopping center in Europe, but don't quote me on that. The best thing, if you look at the location, if you are a lover and admirer of Shakespeare and that cultural heritage of Britain, it's going to be Stratford-upon-Avon. That's around the corner, Shakespeare's county of birth. You're not going to be actually in Warwick, as in the city of Warwick, but you are very close to Coventry. And Coventry is just, so on the train line, is just an hour away from London. And Warwick is a campus-based university, which allows you to have that cozy experience of being on a campus and yet venture out into bigger places like Coventry itself. This is one of the beautiful cathedrals. Warwick Castle, that's the Bull Ring, that's the Globe. Stratford-upon-Avon is a beautiful place to have some afternoon teas. But actually, you have everything you need on campus at Warwick Arts Centre, unique venue of its kind outside of London, with theatre, cinema, and it's the hub of student life. Library that's open 24/7, lecture halls and facilities, cafes and restaurants and shopping centres and sports hub and students' union and a nightclub as well. Accommodation is on campus, and we have a fantastic range of accommodation. You can also live off campus if you prefer, but just gives you some indication of options that's available to you and some prices as well. Manufacturers is a fantastic brand new building. Lakeside is one of my favorite because it oversees a fantastically beautiful lake with swans and ducks, and it's very close to the sports center, but it's a fantastic choice to choose from. Depending on your sport and interest, you can try new hobbies, or you can continue your own. Climbing wall, one of the tallest in the region, 25-meter swimming pool, 250 station gym, and different clubs and societies related to sports as well. Lots of different options to engage. Student Union is a student body created by students for students with over 300 clubs and societies. They also have academic representation, different job opportunities, and also support and advice center that you can benefit from. And student societies is a way of meeting new people, isn't it? It's a fantastic way of learning new skills, starting a new hobby, or perhaps continue with your own hobby. Student societies ranging from chocolate tasting to entrepreneurial society, you'll surely find fantastic friends, get amazing experiences and just have loads of fun. But also, it is quite scary to be an international student. You're venturing further afield. For you guys, it is a completely different country. It's a completely different set of systems and beliefs. It is scary, but it's a fantastic step to take. It is a fantastic opportunity to experience something new, something really different, like from a different planet. But we are all here to help. You have a fantastic range of support services available, whether it's residential life support teams. If you have some problems with your house, or you don't like something and you don't get on with somebody, or you're struggling with anything that's happening with house, you can always turn to the accommodation support, chaplaincy, religious support. They actually have some for pizza nights. You have your personal tutor, your senior tutor to discuss your progress with, particularly students who come from a different education system, who might not be used to doing so much coursework. And in the UK, personal tutors are fantastic. You can go for a cup of coffee with them and discuss various things, whether they're academic or, you know, more kind of wider range. They're there really to help. Counselling, we've got disability services and Warwick Students' Union to support you. Flexible employment with Unitamps, if you are thinking of doing some part-time work as an international student, you can work up to 20-hour a week. Or also, Coventry is becoming a city of culture. There's going to be lots of opportunities there. We're now moving on to costs of the degrees, and again, they do depend on the band. Postgraduate taught annual tuition fees range from 21,000 up to 35,000. Obviously, business school is going to be closer to the upper limit of 35,000, like accounting and finance, for example. We're really kind of in that area. Off-campus housing and it kind of other living costs. It gives you some rough information on how much it actually costs to live on campus. One of the best things I usually mention to students is you are going to be at a top UK world university with fantastic opportunities there, fantastic learning experience, yet 20% cheaper than, let's say, in London. And Coventry is a very affordable area to live. So what can you do with that extra budget? Well, you can travel, you can pursue a hobby, you can do so many other things with that budget. So we roughly say that about 11,000 per annum, so per year. Scholarships. Let me talk you through quickly the funding opportunities that are available. There are several levels of those. One of them is a government-sponsored opportunity, and have a look within your country. For example, Chevening is a very well-known scholarship that's offered to many international students, and I know it's really popular in Turkey and other countries. Greece is the Lazis scholarship. They're actually started partnering with Chevening, and last year they offered a few places. So have a look. Maybe they would fund your studies. For Turkey, it's the Ministry of Government Scholarship. For Kazakhstan, it's an absolute leader of Bolshak scholars. So if you are from Tashkent or Uzbekistan, have a look. You might find your own. Portugal might have their own. Just unfortunately don't have them on the slides. But do have a look. There might be some government options. Also, university-wide scholarships. This is a kind of an overview of what we do of the master's courses. Ines, I'll take the question about the loans in a minute. Actually, a really good question. But one of the things irrelevant of the loans, or whether you're getting the loan or not, have a look at the department level scholarships. For example, politics for double masters, they're offering fantastic opportunities. Most likely for those, you will need to submit a separate application. So usually, apart from business school, which you can see at the very bottom, they would consider you automatically. But the earlier you apply, the better chance you stand. For the majority of these scholarships, you will be needing to write a separate application, a separate personal statement. So the earlier you have your conditional or unconditional offer, the better, because you'll be able to apply for those options. So we have a question about obviously EU students who are coming to the UK from 2021. And unfortunately, at this stage, it looks like for 2021, there will not be so many support mechanisms for you and the loan system. So this is the last year due to Brexit uncertainties, and due to Brexit, United Kingdom exit from the European Union. The loan system will not be available to students from Europe, unfortunately, anymore. But have a look. There are lots of other options like LATSI's Foundation Scholarship and perhaps opportunities within your country, or any different finance options like Prodigy Finance that you might be able to explore. Thanks, Abby, for the link onto the Brexit guidance pages for European Union students. We are introducing a lot of different scholarships, but for now they are for undergraduate students, and I guess it is an unwelcome change, but I think it will be very similar to other universities in the UK. Warwick does offer quite a generous scholarship opportunities. You just need to be doing a little bit more research on those. This is an overview of our postgraduate PhD scholarships or research scholarships, if you're interested. Hopefully, I've given you a good indication or a good idea of what Warwick is like as a place to study, how to apply, and what are the options there in terms of kind of career opportunities after you've actually graduated for Warwick. And hopefully you now can answer a question of, well, actually, why would I go to Warwick? Why is that a fantastic, why is this a